And it's late in the morning, y'all. So I was up to like 2:30 in the morning working, and that was on me because I had a deadline today to meet, so I had to finish everything I had to do by yesterday. And I took time out to go to dinner with a neighbor who, has spent the last few days alone because her granddaughter and her daughter are on a cruise. And I spent some time with people. Like, that's what happened. I spent some time with people. And so that kind of, if I'm being honest, that put me behind. That put me behind in getting my work done. But here's what I know for certain. When we prioritize people, right? When we prioritize people, when we prioritize spending time with people, talking to people, connecting with people, like, that's never a bad thing. Right? It did put me behind on my administrative work, and I did get my work done. I had to stay up till 2:30 in the morning doing it. So I didn't get up, y'all, till 9:30. I was exhausted. But when we spend time with people, when we prioritize relationships, trust me when I tell you, you will be rewarded for that. You will always be rewarded for prioritizing relationships, right? Because the things we do, the things we buy, the places we go and all of that, right? That stuff is, it's always going to be there. Can I be honest? I have a to-do list. I have a to-do list right now that has 28 things on it. 28 things on my to-do list, y'all. And it will keep growing. Like, it's so funny because, like, yesterday, one of the things on my to-do list is the Verizon account. I have to call Verizon, that's the phone, the internet, I should say, and call them about the internet because the internet is somehow blocking, like, certain sites, certain things, certain sites I can't go to, not porn sites, but just certain sites I can't go to on my downstairs computer, and it has something to do with the internet. So I'm just trying to figure out, why is the internet flagging all of these, like, bank sites, all these regular sites as malicious? Like, what is going on with that? Why is it flagging it as malicious? It's just a bank site, but it will not let me go to certain sites, and I know it has something to do with the internet. So I have that on my to-do list. So yesterday, I called Verizon. Look, they said it would be 51 minutes before somebody was going to come on the phone. 51 minutes. So I'm sitting there trying to get work done with the phone on hold. Then it come on after 10 minutes and say, do you want us to call you back? Do you want us to hold your place in line and call you back? And I'm like, yes. So I clicked the yes button and put my number in. Yeah, call me back. Them fools ain't never called me back. So while Verizon's still on the list, I was getting ready to check it off. It's still on the list. They never called me back. I got busy doing other things. Lord. So just stupid little things like that. Stupid little things that need to be done. I need to figure it out because I can't use my downstairs computer to edit any videos, upload any content. I can't do nothing because there are all these sites that it won't let me go to. So that's my little rant for the morning. But what I want to come on here and talk about today, because some woman needs to hear this. I just finished telling a good friend of mine the other day this. And somebody else need to hear this, if we're being honest, right? I said, you know what? First of all, I should have recorded that conversation with her and posted it. But you know what? I said, that's all right. I'm gonna talk about this now. Somebody needs to hear this. These are the signs. And I keep telling women, it ain't hard, but because you either desperate, you're lonely, it's been a long time, you got people in your ear, like, it's all these reasons why you want to overlook all of these signs. But it is signs that this man cannot commit, will not commit, don't want to commit. It is signs that the man is not even capable of falling in love with you. He is not capable of it. And we keep wanting to overlook these signs. I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why, but either way, like I said, we're all going through something, so I understand. But, y'all, we're breaking our own hearts. And we keep doing these same dances. We keep staying stuck in these same cycles. And we have to get out of the cycle. You have to take a break and get out of the cycle. If you have been on dating apps for at least, I don't know, 6 months, maybe a year, some of y'all 3 months, because dating apps is no joke. Like I said, I did my own research on them about 4 years ago. I was on them for 2 years, and it was a nightmare. Like when I tell you, and look, I'm doing some research now with a couple other clinicians, and we are trying to get a study going about does dating apps cause mental health issues. So we've been working on that. That's something that, I don't talk a lot about, but, and I say the resounding answer is yes. Dating apps do cause mental health issues. They cause all kind of mental health issues. But we, of course, we have to prove that. So we can't just say it. We have to prove it. So I've been working on that. But if you've been on dating apps for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, you need to take a break. You have all but been traumatized, right? You've all but been traumatized, and you're just not in a good headspace. You're not in a good headspace right now for anybody to be anything to anybody. And I know a part of you wants to find love. A part of you wants to get married. A part of you wants to have children. I understand. Like, I get it. You want this, right? I get it. But here's the thing you have to understand. Once you hit that resistance, once you hit that block where you're more frustrated, you're more angry, you're more annoyed, like when those are the predominant feelings within you, you cannot manifest anything good. You cannot bring anything good into your life. All you're going to continue to do is bring the same foolishness over and over and over. So you have to be willing to just stop, take a break, breathe, drink some water, go out and do other things, have fun in other ways. Like, you just going to have to stop. But some of y'all push through. Your attitude is funky. So look, this is my girlfriend. Attitude is straight funky. And I'm just over it, blah, 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 and these men and blah, blah, blah. Attitude is straight funky, right? And I don't know why some of these other women are so pressed to have a man and blah, 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 right? Attitude is straight funky. I talked to her about this gentleman that may be coming to my game night, and in the same breath, oh, well, what's up with him? What's going on with him? And blah, blah, blah. And then she wanted information about him. But you just sat here and told me, how horrible it is, how horrible men are. Like, no, that man is not going to be interested in you. Look at the energy that you have. No, you're not going to attract no good man. You're going to attract more foolishness. You're not going to attract no good man with that kind of energy. All right, y'all, I got to go to ATM. So look what I told her. I said, stop talking about, I don't know why everybody got to have a man. No, like I told her in the conversation. I said, honey, I don't have a problem with women having a man. They should just have a good man. Like, we have got to stop saying, I don't need no man. No, I need a good man. I want a good man. I need a good man. And a woman should have a good man. Like, that's where we cut our nose off in spite of our face. So that's the part that I have a problem with. We keep, I can't see a thing. Lord, let me see. It's sun right on the screen. Okay, let me see if it. Okay. Yes, there we go. I got errands to run. Okay. Okay, here we go. So that's my only issue. If your attitude is stank, if your attitude is funky, and then in the other side of your face, you talking about wanting to meet somebody and wanting to be with somebody, those two things don't go together. Okay? Those two things don't go together, sweetheart. You can't be funky and, wondering why, why do women, they gotta be with a man, or, these men ain't anything, they trash. Like, those two things don't go together, sweetheart. Okay, there we go. That's not how that works. Okay? You are not going to bring into your life, you're not going to manifest a good man with that type of attitude. That's just not going to happen. And look, I would rather you take a break. Like I said, just be neutral, right? You remember the saying, I don't know if y'all grandmama, y'all probably young, you don't remember your grandmother saying this, but if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. You can even manifest something decent from that place, which is neutral. You have neutral energy, right? So right now, I tell people, I'm pretty kind of ambivalent. I'm kind of ambivalent in the sense of I'm good, life is good. I'm focused on some goals that I have, and I'm focused on my businesses, and I've got I've got a fitness goal now, and just life is pretty good, right? So I'm not down on dating or love. Now I'm not super like, yeah, like super, oh yeah, it's, no, I'm just being honest, right? I have to be honest with myself and others. I'm not super like, yeah, but I'm also not down. I'm just kind of like, you can manifest good things from that space because it's a neutral space. But if you are actively talking negatively about the thing you claim you want, you're not going to bring anything good into your life in that energy. You have to understand that energy is attracted to like energy, right? So when we're happy, when we're positive, we tend to attract more happy, positive experiences, right? That's how that works. We're feeling good, we're happy, we're positive, and then we start to see more good, happy, positive things come our way. We're hopeful, and we start to see things kind of come our way. That's how life works. So I'm going to give y'all the signs, because like I said, I'm trying to make these videos a little bit shorter. These are some signs that a man that you may be interested in, you may be dating, you may have met on an app or introduced to by a friend, okay? So this is something you can note if you're talking on the phone, even through text, even though y'all know how I feel about text. Text, talking on the phone, definitely spending time with them, all right? But these are the signs you're going to look for. And here's the thing. Cut your losses. Cut your losses. There are men in the comment section of the video that I reposted. So I reposted a video by Shay Your Love Diva. And she was talking about men who are, going through a divorce or going through a breakup, right? She talked about at least 2 years that you should not be engaging that man. You should not expect anything real from that man for about 2 years, sometimes longer. There are some men that go through a divorce or go through a breakup, and when I tell you, they the king of rebound. They the king of rebound. They'll have another woman on their arm a week or two later, a month or two later, and they're out here engaging with women and dating women, or call themselves, I guess, getting in another relationship. Baby, that's a rebound. That's called a rebound. That's, I want to use you so I can feel better. My ego has taken a hit. This is what you need to understand about men. Men are not as emotionally resilient as women. They do not bounce back. That's why most masculine men, if you cheat on a masculine energy man, the relationship is over. It's over. There's nothing to talk about. Okay? Hear me well. Now, you got some feminine energy men right now that'll take you back and that'll try to work it out and, we got a family, we got kids. No. If the man is predominantly masculine and you have sex with another man, the relationship is over. Okay? Masculine men, no, they don't play that. They do not allow other men access to their woman, other men to enter their woman. They're not playing that game with you. Okay? So the ego is so fragile. It's so fragile, y'all. And look, it's men in the comment section arguing, well, what if he left? What if he did the divorce? He's still broken inside. The man is still broken inside. Nobody gets married on their wedding day, well, this marriage has an expiration date. I'm going to spend all this money and all this time and all this energy and effort and love, and in 5 years, the marriage is over. Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that. People get comfortable. People get bonded and attached to each other. Nobody wants the marriage to end. Okay? Nobody goes into it with that intention. And for the gentlemen listening to this, even the women do not intend for the marriage to be over. I did not intend, like I tell people all the time, if my husband had not been a chronic cheater, I would still be married to this day. And I would probably be unhappily married because he's an a-hole, right? He is an NPD a-hole. He is a classic diagnosed narcissistic personality disorder person. Like, I'd probably be miserable, but I would still be married to him because that was the thing. That and the putting your hands on me was like, no, I will not stay for that. I will not stick around for that type of abuse. But had he, reined in all this chronic cheating he was doing, we would still be married. And our children are grown. Maybe our marriage would be better. Maybe we would travel, or I don't know what I would be doing. But I would still be married had he not continued his chronic cheating journey. So nobody wants their marriage to end. Nobody wants to be separated from the mother or father of their children. Nobody wants to raise their children in a broken home. Hear that well, okay? So that's not anyone's intention. So even if the man ended the marriage, whether it was cheating, whether it was chronic abuse or whatever it was, he's devastated. He is devastated by it. It is a process of, the ego is hurt, all these things. Men are not as emotionally resilient. And it's so crazy to me. Like, there is studies that are showing this. There are studies showing the high suicide rate in men being the mass shooting people. Like, they don't bounce back. They experience trauma and hardship and all kind of things, and they don't bounce back. They don't process their feelings. They don't go to therapy. They don't talk to a group of guy friends. They don't sit around and cry. They repress their feelings. Okay? They push those feelings down. They never deal with them. That's the reality. So the fact that men are pushing back, and like I tell y'all all the time, if you are an outlier, this message is not for you. Okay? If you are a man that's in the 10 or 20%, this message is not for you. We're talking about 80% of men really struggle to process their emotions. They struggle to process their feelings. And they are not as emotionally resilient. They don't bounce back. Men become very bitter. They tend to isolate. That is very typical of men. Instead of running out to all their guy friends and, talking about what happened, they isolate themselves. So come on now, let's not act like this isn't true. Y'all know this is true. You know what I'm telling you is the truth. Okay? So yes, men need time. They need a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I dated a man 20 years. This is a true story. 20 years outside of his divorce, and that man was not capable of commitment and was not capable of falling in love with me. And once I realized that, I was like, no, thank you. This is a bunch of wasted time. This is a bunch of wasted energy. Like, no, thank you. Okay? So, here are the signs. The repression of feelings, right? The inability to share feelings, whether it's about the marriage or the relationship, whether it's about other things that are upsetting. Men who repress their feelings, men who repress, and this is not even just bad feelings. You got men out here who even repress good feelings. Like, they can't even truly get excited about anything. They're like kind of in this middle ground ambivalent state all the time. So they don't express really happy feelings. They don't express sad feelings. They're just in a state of repression, right? Men who, if they do talk about an ex, or if they do talk about an ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of frustration. Maybe he has children with her and there's still a lot of frustration or a lot of anger. The other thing I want you to look out for is just being in that woman's business. Like a man who is in his ex-wife's business, what do I mean by that? Is talking about who she's dating and talking about her job and talking about her family, just all in her business. That man is not capable of committing to you. That man is not capable of falling in love with you. He too busy all up in his ex-wife's business. So he can't be emotionally attuned to you because he emotionally attuned to her. So if you hear a lot of comments about what she's doing and where she's going and who she's doing it with, nope, go on about your business. And then look, this the veiled excuse you're gonna get. Well, we got kids. I'm worried about my daughter. I'm worried about my son. Don't fall for it. Let that person go. Let them go about their business. That man is still invested over there. That man is still wondering what she doing, what's going on. Men who are bitter. What do I mean by that? Bitter men who are online. They are watching YouTube videos. They're listening to podcasts. They're watching, posts on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. Men who are looking for validation for what they believe to be true. So these hoes ain't ish and this, and women, 75% of divorces are initiated by women. Women are never happy. Women leave marriages all the time. And women, if you hear the talking points, that's another one. If you hear all the talking points, you hear all the talking points from the internet, run away. That man is not capable of falling in love. That man is not capable of committing to you. Okay, he is deeply, deeply, deeply steeped in the echo chamber. Okay, he is deep in the echo chamber of, I want to hear what I believe to be true, right? Because this is what I went through, and my wife left me for no good reason, and I felt blindsided. If you hear the talking points, go on about your business. I keep telling women this, you're doing this to yourself. And all he talk about is Kevin Samuels and the women and the this and the that and the red pill. Go about your business. These men they have been indoctrinated not to fall in love. They have been indoctrinated not to commit. And look, this was so crazy about it. So he watching all this content, looking at all these videos, listening to all these podcasts, looking at all these posts, and then on dating apps trying to date a woman. And yet again, what I tell the women earlier, what I tell y'all earlier, it's called a spirit of confusion. So women are guilty of it. Men are guilty of it. So you have a negative opinion of women, but you want a woman. You have a negative opinion of women, but you want some sex. You want some companionship. Make it make sense. It don't make sense. And y'all need to leave these specific men alone. As soon as a man shows you he's bitter, he's angry, he's frustrated, he has these beliefs, right? These echo chamber beliefs, leave him alone. Go about your business. You are about to get used and abused. That's what is mind-altering to me about the entire community of men that have a problem with women. Y'all want some vagina. That's the part that I'm still trying to wrap my head around. You hate us, but you want some vagina. Right? And look, the vagina can come in the form of OnlyFans. It can come in the form of pornography. Right? If women are so gosh darn awful, leave us and every product we make and are in alone. Leave women clean alone. Anything manufactured by a woman, anything made by a woman, anything a woman is in, leave it alone. But no, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. And you a fool if you listen to this man talk crazy about other women, and you deal with him. That's on you. All right, I got some comments. You realize a lot of what you're saying could be applicable to women as well. Most definitely. VP Shaw, 2222. Most definitely. Right now, I'm talking to women about men. And just so you know, sir, my platform is for women. Okay? So you're over here, and you're listening in to a conversation for women. I just want you to keep that in mind. This is a conversation for women. That's all. you are welcome, to listen in on this conversation. But sometimes I have to remind men that this platform is technically for women. Okay? That's all. What you're saying is not wrong. I agree with most counts. Thank you. Run, Forrest, run. Yep. I don't know if it's men are talking to too many women and they can't choose, or if men are just really hurt and can't trust women. I've never seen men not want relationships as much as I do now. Yeah. It's probably both. And it depends on the percentage that the man falls in. So if the man has tons and tons of options, like if he's a man in the 10%, it's number one. And if a man is in like the 80, 90%, it's number two. So it just depends on the man. If the man is tall, he's good looking, he has a great job, he's charismatic, he's funny, he's handsome. Yeah, it's number one. I've got too many options. It's called the paradox of choice. So I'm just not going to choose. I'm literally going to take advantage of every single option I have. That's men in the 10%. Most men are not that guy. Most men are in number two. They want a woman, they want a relationship, or at least, they want to attempt something, but they're afraid. They've been hurt, right? And this is your guy who, again, the wife initiated divorce, or he left the marriage and didn't want to, or whatever, right? So the fear is running rampant. Fear is running rampant right now. And that's men and women. Everybody's afraid. Everybody's trying to use everybody first. So, Andrew Kawanza, as men, we bottle up our feelings because we don't talk about it, and hence we end up getting angry, which is also the flip side of fear. Agreed. Yep. I think it's wise to listen to other perspectives to help craft and hone your own perspective. And I agree with that. That is what we're actually missing right now. People want to live in an echo chamber. They want to hear only their thoughts and opinions echoed back to them, right? I go to feminist platforms. I go to other platforms because I am truly interested in, okay, let me see what y'all are talking about. Now, I'm strong. I'm strong in the sense of what I believe is what I believe, for the most part. It takes a lot to change my mind. It takes a lot, for me to change my perspective because, I've studied relationships and relationship science for a long, long time, 25 years. But yeah, I'm open. Right? I scored high in openness. So I'm always open, and I am tolerant. That's the other thing I think is missing. I am tolerant. I am tolerant to other people disagreeing. I am tolerant to other people's opinions. And I think we need more of that, right? Okay. You think differently than me. You believe differently than me. That's it. All right. Back to the ladies. A man who is not willing to invest. A man who is driven by fear. What do I mean by that? Right now, there's a narrative going around, and it's a doozy. And it's all about women going on dates to eat for free. Is there a percentage of women that do that? Yes. And I would say that percentage is anywhere between 10 and 20%. 10 and 20% of women use men and go out on dates just to get free food. What about the rest of us? So because that narrative exists, men do not want to invest. They do not want to do what I consider to be thousands of year old tradition of men being masculine, men leading, men taking women out, men putting forth a small investment, whether that is financial or otherwise, to spend time with a woman that they're genuinely interested in. So now the new narrative is everybody go Dutch. Everybody go on dates and everybody pay for themselves. Everybody go Dutch. That is going to solve the problem. Is it? It's going to make men feel better. It's going to make men feel like, okay, they're not being used for free meals. But can I be honest with you? The way women are evolutionarily designed, I don't want to sleep with a man that will not invest $12.99 for a meal. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go out with him again. I don't want to sleep with him. I don't want to kiss him. I don't want to hug him. That's just how I'm designed. You're telling me that I am not worth the investment of $12.99, $15.99, $22.99. Like I went out to dinner last night with my neighbor. I think my meal was $18.95. She treated me for that meal. Yeah, that's my neighbor. That's my female neighbor. And a man who wants to enter my body does not want to invest $18.95. Yeah, I don't know. We won't be going out again. Like, I don't want to go out with you again. I don't want to have sex with you. I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to, like, you have to understand the evolutionary psychology of how we all work, right? How men work, how women work. And that's how women work, especially feminine women. Feminine women want to be contained. They want to be in a man's frame. They want to follow his lead. They want the investment. They want to feel special. They want to feel cherished. They want to feel genuinely liked. Okay? But if everybody's going Dutch and we're doing that, and then this is what the men online are saying, well, we'll do that until we decide we're going to be in an exclusive relationship. Boo-boo, we ain't going to get to no exclusive relationship. I don't want to be with you. I don't want you entering me. Do you understand that? What exclusive relationship are we going to get to? Because I don't respect you. like they are struggling to understand this. I can't respect a man like that. Okay? I spend $18.95 on my friends. Okay, perfect example. I took a gentleman that I've been going on dates with. I've been going on dates with this gentleman. His birthday was Sunday, right? His birthday was Sunday, and he calls me and he wants to do something like the same day. And my schedule was just jam-packed on Sunday. So I apologize because I didn't know his birthday was on Sunday. Like, I'm just getting to know him. And I said, yeah, didn't you tell me your birthday's in August? And he's like, yeah, it's today. I was like, okay, well, I said, I've already got a jam-packed schedule, but let's go out Tuesday. So we went to the hibachi place, right? Where you go and sit around the table and the guy makes your food and does all the tricks and all that stuff, right? That meal, I don't know, it may have cost $100, right? I paid for that meal. I brought him a birthday card and I paid for that meal. I have no problem taking out my friends. I have no problem treating a man on his birthday, or I have no problem, right? So that's me, a feminine energy woman. And you're telling me that as a man, you're not willing to invest $20, $25 to get to know a woman that you are genuinely interested in. Because this is the rub. This is the part that I'm going to get y'all on. Most men are not genuinely interested. They want some sex. They want some free sex, right? Can we be honest? They want some free sex. That's what most men want. They want some free sex. So Anita, okay, I don't like her like that. I'm just trying to get laid. And here you are telling me to take her out on these dates and see, because you don't like her like that. You don't genuinely, y'all have an ant problem in my car. There are ants everywhere in my car. I'm sorry. I'm in here killing ants as I'm talking to you. But you don't like her like that. That's the truth. You're not going to invest no $20 or $15 or whatever because you don't like her like that. You're trying to get some sex, and you're trying to get some sex that doesn't cost anything. Like, you're trying to get some free sex. So, ladies, I'm just going to say it again. You ready? If he is not investing, if there are not dates being had, and I don't care if that, I remember going out with a white guy like last year, and the date was coffee. Yeah, it was at Starbucks. We sat outside. There was water nearby and all that. It was beautiful. It was a $6 coffee. He paid for a $6 coffee. We had 2 hours of conversation. If he's not willing to invest in some way, shape, or form, if he doesn't see your value or you worthy of that, like, come on, let's stop it. And again, women are hypergamous. That is our evolutionary nature. All of this signals to us, there's resources you have, and you're willing to share those resources. Oh, you have your life together. Oh, you're leading. Oh, see, that's the feeling we're getting. We're feeling all good inside. We're feeling taken care of. It's just like chivalry. Chivalry is the same thing, and it doesn't cost a dime. Pulling out of the chair and putting the napkin in the lap and opening the door and opening the car door and walking to the door come on. And here's the thing. Men want to turn it into like some sort of, ambivalent friendship, but you want to get laid at the end of the night. That don't make sense. There has to be a level of risk for everybody. That don't make sense, okay? And look, the men say, well, I'm the only one risking because I'm paying the money for the meal. And the woman is giving you her precious time. And guess what? Because women have a biological clock, a woman's time is far more precious than your money. You have your entire life, 80 plus years, to make money. A woman, on the other hand, because she has a biological clock, what she got, 15 years, 20 years? 20 years of active fertility? And you crying about 1895? Get out of here. Stop it. You ain't never gonna win me over with that, okay? Never. Okay, they say that men know who to give the bare minimum to and who to go above for. I guess it depends on how he likes you. Agreed. And ladies, it's easy. It's easy, right? If he's barely doing anything, if y'all are barely going anywhere, that's the answer. That's the answer. And I do encourage women to speak on it, but if nothing changes, go about your business. Go about your business. I don't know why y'all struggle with that. Go about your business. It is a basic biological evolutionary thing. Real Dope Daddy says men are just telling you they aren't competent enough to choose a woman worth investment, which is telling. Exactly. Somebody gets it. Exactly. But trust me, fellas, when you have your life in order, when you work with a therapist or a coach, when you actually know how to vet women, you don't have a problem paying for a meal. You don't have a problem buying coffee. You don't have a problem buying ice cream or whatever, paying for Top Golf or paying for mini golf or paying for a movie. You don't have a problem with that because you're like, wow, this woman, from what I can see, she's a quality woman. She's a really good quality woman. Like, hey, I think I'm onto something here. They don't have a problem in investing in that. But see, if you don't know how to vet, if you want to rely on something as simplistic as, well, everybody will just go Dutch. Like, that makes you a dummy. Like, that makes you not smart. Like, you're not smart enough to use your discernment, to use your gut instinct, to use your powers of vetting to tell the difference. Like, it's your job to know the difference. So that don't make no sense. Simply_Marlena says it's concerning that conversation from the men online on spent focusing their attention on the women they don't want. It's clear that women of substance are nowhere in their vicinity. Nowhere. But remember this. That is how the law works. That is how the law of attraction and the law of assumption works. So whatever it is we talk about, we think about, we believe, that's what we will see. We won't see anything different. We won't see anything good if all we talk about is what's bad. That's all we can see. All we can see is all the horrible, bad women because that's what we believe. Why would I sleep with a man that I don't even think I'm worthy of dating? Exactly. I mean, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. It's yucky. It's absolutely yucky, y'all. It's yucky out here. It's yucky out here, y'all. Yeah. If you have trouble discerning if a woman wants an $80 meal or is actually trying to get to know you, that's an issue. Yeah, and that's the part that I keep going back to the guys about. It says something more about you. I know they don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. You're a lazy man. You're a mentally lazy man. You're not willing to do the actual work it takes to, ask questions and listen to the answers to those questions. And really get to know this person. And this is what I'm always telling my male friends, like, do the legwork on the front end, right? Do the legwork on the front end. What does that look like? That looks like talking on the phone. That looks like texting. So you're going to set up a date. And this happened to me recently, y'all. This happened to me about a month ago where a guy was like, oh yeah, let's go out. Let's go on a date. Okay. I think that was like on a Monday. He wanted to go out on the following Sunday. Right? Or Saturday. It was Sunday. It was Sunday evening. That's right. So this was like a Monday. He scheduled for us to go out on that, like 7 days later on a Sunday. When I tell y'all, this is a true story. This man did not call, did not text. Like there was literally zero conversation. I think he texts The day before, he texted me on Saturday and was like, yeah, we're going to see you tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. We're going to meet up here, blah, blah, blah. That was it. That was it. I could have showed up. I could have ordered everything on the menu and had this man looking crazy, paying for all this food and me taking all this food home. He didn't know a thing about me. And I was thinking, what is happening? Why are we not talking? Why are we not trying to get to know each other? Why is he not trying to vet me or figure out who I am or what I'm about? But literally, like, he texted me the day before. Yeah, I'm going to see you tomorrow at 6:30. I was like, okay, great. I tried to have conversation with him. He was in the middle of doing something. I was like, okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow. I mean, what? Like, sir, that's on you. That's on you. She risking her safety. She doesn't know what kind of a man you are yet. Yep. There's a level of investment men and women need to do in relationships. Agreed. That's why. Okay, so real dope daddy, I 100% agree. So that's why women talking this stupid crap about paying for their hand nails, paying for their outfit. Bruh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. If you end up on a date with a woman like that, you only have yourself to blame. You're an idiot. Like, you're an idiot. I mean, I'm just going to call it like I see it. Because to me, she should be maintaining herself. I maintain myself. Like, I maintain my weight. I maintain whatever it is I'm doing, right? My hair, my whatever. I don't get my nails done or get no lashes or no extensions and all that crap. But I maintain my look. I do that for me. And to try to outsource that to a man who's interested in me is ludicrous. It's delusional. So if you end up with a woman like that, it's on you. Okay, he said men need to understand that we are the first to invest. It's that simple. Thank you. But that's spoken like a true masculine man. Like I said, masculinity understands. See, masculinity gets it. And guess what? Masculinity is rewarded by the feminine being all over him. By the feminine wanting to give him everything. By the feminine wanting to, sex him all up and down. See? See how that works? But y'all want all this passionate love and sex, and you don't want to be a man. That's the part that I'm like, huh? You don't want to do what men do, but you wonder why you ain't getting laid. You wonder why when you are getting laid, it's like mediocre. Because don't nobody be feeling that, okay? I can't do Dutch with a woman at a restaurant. I did it only one time a few years ago, and she dumped me, and she was cute too. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Especially if you're genuinely interested. But again, you have to be genuinely interested. You have to genuinely want to get to know this person. So you're showing your intention. I'm not a friend. I don't want to be a friend. I want to be more than a friend, and I'm acting as such. And then if you get the, inclination that she just want to be friends, okay, then I would pull back. I would say, well, that's what I'm interested in, and I'm willing to invest in that. But if she don't want that, okay. If I can take myself out, there is no way I'm going to deal with a man that wouldn't even take me to coffee. Yeah, nope. It's not even that men aren't interested. A lot of these men already be in relationships or have someone they really like. Every man that was inconsistent, I found out they had someone else. Yeah, every time. Every time. The last man that I call myself trying to seriously date, yeah, you come to find out, that's where, when the fall off happened, I was like, oh, someone else. Someone else is in the picture. We're DMing someone else. We're messaging someone else. We're warming someone else up so we can monkey branch. We're warming someone else up, so we can move over there. And here's the thing. This is what I want women to understand. A man that does that is going to keep doing that. He's going to keep doing that. You have to understand that. That's not a man of character. A man who does that, where he, I'm pursuing you, and now I'm pursuing her, and now I'm pursuing her, and now I'm pursuing, like, he's just going to keep doing that. So you don't need to feel like, oh, it's me. No, that's a measure of character. That's a measure of character. That's a measure of integrity. A man that does that is going to keep doing that. Like, that's just how he does it. So, yeah, the guy I was dating went on to someone else, and we'll see. We'll see how long that lasts. And before it's someone else, like I said, there'll always be a bigger butt, a bigger chest, a more beautiful woman. There's always going to be a next. And people of character, they're not looking for that. They're trying to connect. They're trying to create something real. But people who are not of good character, they're going to go on to the next and the next and the next. You just need to understand that. Okay, so ladies, the lack of investment, and that investment could be time. That investment could be resources or financial. That investment is definitely the energy, the attunement, the wanting to know you, the being curious and asking questions. If you're not getting that, that man will not be able to commit to you. He will not be able to fall in love with you. He must be genuinely curious about your world. He must be genuinely curious about you, what makes you tick, what makes you hurt, what makes you feel good, what makes you happy, what makes you sad. He has to genuinely be interested in you. And a lot of men today are not. Like, they are so self-absorbed. They're so selfish. They're worried about their work, their goals, their dreams, their car, their, workouts and all this other crap they got going on. And so, again, they think of a woman as something, it's like to consume, right? Remember we talked about the piggy bank versus the toothpaste. Do not ever be a man's tube of toothpaste. Okay? Do not ever. I am the piggy bank. You are putting coins in that bank. You are making investments. Okay? The tube of toothpaste is something that, he's squeezing out a little love and using it and squeezing out a little love and squeezing out a little love. And what's going to happen when the tube is empty? Like, y'all answer me that. What's going to happen when the tube of toothpaste is empty? He's going to throw it away. So do not allow yourself to be consumed by a man. Be invested in, right? And be a good investment. Be a good investment. I always tell women this. You should be a good investment. He should get a return on his investment, okay? You should be useful in some regard, in some way. All right, Brienne Nicole says, okay, she said, it's not even that men aren't interested. A lot of these men already be in relationships. Okay, we said that one. I have a male friend that is sleeping with women until he finds the one he likes. Brienne Nicole. And so, look, those women are allowing that, unfortunately. I told you, it's women like that that make it hard for all other women. Women who don't have good, poom discipline, women who have low self-esteem, women who have low self-worth and self-value, desperate women, lonely women, slutty women, let me call it what it is. Those women are, unfortunately, they're ruining it for everyone. They're ruining it for everyone. So it's just like when, the prices of things go up, instead of boycotting that thing, instead of not buying it at all, like just leaving it alone and not buying it at all. So the people who run and pay the higher price, they're the reason why the price stays high, because the person selling is like, yeah, people are still buying it. I'm going to jack the price up double, triple, quadruple. But see, if we leave it alone, if they weren't selling it, if nobody was buying it, they would be forced to lower the price. But that's what's happening right now. The women are giving them exactly what they want, and they're being used and abused like that tube of toothpaste. And unfortunately, the women who require that a man invest in them, they're just sitting on the sidelines. They're just not participating and sitting on the sidelines. And the men are like, yeah, y'all go over there and sit down, because I got plenty of women over here who'll give me free sex, who'll be a free wife. I'm going to keep doing that. That's the nature of a man. That is the nature of a man, to get as much as he can for as little as he can give out. That is the nature of a man. If men were being honest, they'd say it's true. But think about it this way. A man is never going to tell you anything about himself that makes him look bad. Like, that's wired in the DNA of a man. He's never going to be 100% honest. He's never going to tell you anything that makes him look bad. And I get it. Like I said, I'm not offended by that. Like, I totally get it. But ladies, you all are asking some of these men direct questions, and that's not going to do it. You're going to have to use your instinct, your intuition. You're going to have to make some hard decisions that won't always feel good. But some of y'all are asking men directly, and you feel like, okay, well, he said this, he said that. No, that's not the real answer, though. That's not the real answer. That's not the real answer, y'all. Okay, because he's not going to say anything that makes him look bad. So he's going to give you his version of truth, okay? Not the truth. He's going to give you his version of the truth. Okay, so if he is talking about ex relationships, if he's talking about his most recent ex, an ex from 10 years ago, to any ex, if he's talking about any ex, any woman he's been with, if he's bitter, if he's angry, if he lives in an echo chamber online, if he looks at content that simply solidifies what he already believes, right? And if it's definitely negative towards women, if he's repeating back to you these talking points, right? If he's not willing to invest, even the most modest investment, if he, wants to go Dutch, if he's full of fear, about being used, full of fear about being dumped, full of fear about marriage, full of fear about, if he's just fear-based, that's so unattractive. It's so unattractive, especially in a man, because men, true masculine men, they take risks. They're not like just sitting around fearing everything and fearing rejection and fearing failure. Like, that's the very antithesis of what it is to be a man. Like, you just go off and do stuff. Like, you take risks, you take a chance. And this whole, oh, what if this, what if that, is so unattractive. It's very, very unattractive. Very unattractive. So look for these signs and signals. Leave people alone. Stop trying to paint red flags green, or trying to work with people, or, as y'all love to say, give people the benefit of the doubt. Y'all love that one. I just felt like I should give them the benefit. Don't do that. Don't do that. Leave them alone. Spend some time to yourself. Okay, by yourself, or hang out with your friends, your male and female friends, and have fun with them and do things with them. And don't get caught up. Don't get caught up, because right now a lot of women are interacting with men that are not capable of committing and are not capable of loving them. And yet they're giving their love, they're giving their commitment, they're being faithful and loyal to them, and that person can't reciprocate it. And it's breaking my heart. I'm seeing this over and over and over. People who are just giving their time, energy, and effort to someone that just can't reciprocate it. So don't find yourself in that situation. Listen to the words he uses. Observe his actions. Those two things should be in alignment. So if there's any misalignment, that's the red flag. Or if the words and actions are aligned toward the negative, he's basically telling you, yeah, I can't love you. I can't be in anything serious. I can't be in anything real. But I do want your companionship. I do want your vagina. I do want your mouth, and want to know what that mouth do. I do want your time, energy, and effort. I do want some free sex, and for you to be a free wife, sure. Like, that's every man's dream. That's every man's dream. And if I can be honest, it's not every masculine man's dream. Masculine men do hard things. They do hard things. They don't want anything to come easy, because they know they can't respect it. They know they can't value it. So truly healthy masculine men, they don't want that. They'd rather earn it. They'd rather work for it. Brianne Nicole says, do you think it's true that a man can change for the woman he wants to be with? A guy said that on a podcast. Here's what I'm going to say about that. The catalyst for a man changing, yes, it is. So in my opinion, it's going to only be two things. Number one is the epiphany. Something happens that makes the man see, okay, you need to change, you need to grow. Or number two, his feet are touching the fire, right? So there's really only two reasons why all of us change. We have an epiphany, we have a come to Jesus moment or a wake up call, and that creates that change, or our feet are hitting the fire. Something horrible happens, something really bad happens, and we change. So that woman coming along could be the epiphany. She could be the epiphany. She could come along, she could touch his spirit, touch his soul or his heart, and she could have standards. Like, she could have standards, and he's like, oh, dang, it's actually going to cost something. And he could change. And my hope is the change would be for her, but for him as well, right? He wants to be a better man. He wants to be a better man for her. I do think that's possible. But y'all don't get caught up in that. Like, don't get caught up in that. right? Some of these talking points on these podcasts, like I said, it be having you feeling bad, having you feeling like you're not worthy, is something wrong with you. Don't get caught up in that. Some people are just who they are. Like I said, people right now are messed up on both sides of the aisle. I see messed up men. I see messed up women every single day. Every single day. Like, I've never seen it like this. It's like unprecedented to see people so broken, so traumatized. And yeah, some of these problems only Jesus can fix. So, all right, but I just wanted to come on and talk about that today because I am hearing these talking points in female circles, and some male circles. I'm hearing these talking points, and you know, I always tell people, please determine. That's actually a chapter in the revised book. Is how can you determine if a person is capable of committing, and if a person is capable of falling in love. And right now, like I'm gonna be honest with you, the way a man works, he only has so much love to give before he shuts down. Women, in my opinion, and I don't know if it's the mother gene, I personally believe that's what it is. It's the fact that we're mothers and we bring forth life. I think that we have almost like an infinite amount of love, right? An infinite amount of love for however many children we have, an infinite amount of love for many, many men. Like, I think we have an infinite amount of love for our family, our friends. Like, we're just full of love. Men, on the other hand, I feel like there is a finite amount. Like, a man can only take so many heartaches before he just completely shuts down. And like I said, he'll have sex till the day he dies. He'll be 80, 90 years old having sex. He's not in love with these women. I've seen men remarry 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And the sixth wife, look, he 88 years old, dying on his deathbed. And the sixth wife, do you think he loved me? No, probably not. Like, I'll be honest. He probably don't. He probably not in love with you. Look, I've seen men on their deathbed with their fourth wife still in love with the first wife. They didn't love the other 3 wives. Men have a finite amount of love to give in their heart. Real Dope Daddy says, I was in a dispute in a comment section because I told women it's not their place to a man she is interested. I said, give him a sign, but no masculine man wants you to come after him. Amen. Amen. Real men want to earn it. Real men want to work for it. That's a fact. That's telling you everything you need to know about the man you're dealing with. Because here's a very harsh, uncomfortable truth, ladies. You ready? When you have sex with a man too soon, when you give a man sex too soon, he don't like you. He don't like you more. Guess who he like more? He like himself more. He like, oh, look at me. I got some free sex. I'm the man. I was able to talk her out of her drawers. That's what he think. And you the dummy, leaving that interaction thinking you done whipped it on him. You done did all this backflips in bed. And oh yeah, girl, he coming back. No, baby. He is at home giving himself a high five. That somehow, some way, he done got some free sex out of you. That's what he doing. Okay? Brianne Nicole says, it's so sad that all the good men and women get used and done wrong before they come across other good people. The bad is outweighing the good. Real Dope Daddy says, the second you let him know you want him, you let him know he's the prize. And ultimately, masculine men need women to be the prize. Thank you. See, some men get it. Some men understand. And guess what? Those men are winning with women. It's these type of men, Real Dope Daddy, see, he's winning with women. He not having these problems some of y'all other men are having. Because he actually understands how the dynamic works. Okay? So that's why some of y'all need to run that walk over to some of these other masculine men's pages. And I'm always telling the men on my platform, hey, check this guy out, go over here, do this, do that. Like, learn from another man. You don't want to listen to me? Learn from another man. Because there are plenty of men on my platform, on my channel, Oh, they don't want to hear from me. Oh, you're not a man. You don't know. Okay. Go over to this other masculine man's page. Go over to this married man's page. Go over to this man's page right here who actually has a successful business, has a successful marriage. I'm happy to send you somewhere else. You ain't got to stay here. But y'all just don't want to learn. You don't want to learn. You want to sit around and complain about women. And there are men out here in the world that have everything they want from women. They get everything they want from the women in their lives because they are masculine men. That's it. And again, masculine men don't want anything for free. That's not a win. That's not, they don't consider that having done something. A woman sleeping with them on the first night is called ew. Like, ugh. And they looking at her like, there's something wrong with her. They don't see that as a win. Feminine men do. Feminine men see that as a win. Oh, and they pat themselves on the back. Oh, good job. Good job. You got some tail on the first night. Masculine men don't see that as a win. They see that woman as broken. They see that woman as traumatized, or she trying to trick them, or she trying to hook them, or something is wrong with her. That ain't no win. That ain't no win. Like, nah, something wrong with her. They want to earn everything they have because that's the real win. I put in work. I earned it. This person has value and worth, and I, being the strong masculine man I am, see? But it's feminine men that love free sex and love free wives. Y'all love abortion. Y'all love birth control. Anything that absolves you of responsibility, you love it. You love feminism. This is fantastic. We got porn and OnlyFans and oh my God. And that's a whole lot of men. That's a big, that's a big pool of men. Teach the people. Thank you, Tracy. Everything, it's the journey. The journey is the most important part of anything. I agree. But we have to start seeing that. We have to start seeing that again. Right now, these people are only worried about, the end result. The end result. Am I going to get some tail? Am I going to get some tail? That's what they worried about. Yeah. So, But someone needed to hear this. Someone needed to hear this because you're with someone and you could have been dating this person for a year, right? You could be dating them right now thinking, okay, this is going somewhere. Like this is going to be something. And the truth is, it's not. That man is not in love with you. That man is not capable of falling in love with you. That man is not going to truly commit to you. He's not going to truly open his heart up and give you his heart. That's not going to happen because he may not be capable of it. So you need to know that. You got to start doing your homework. You got to start giving. You got to stop giving and doing for people that, like I said, they're not capable of reciprocating. Right? And it's not a transaction. People are always online talking about transactional relationships, reciprocal relationships, and servitude relationships and all of this stuff. Just do it God's way, right? God intended for everybody to care about everybody else, and that there's a dance that we're all going to do. We're going to be there for everybody. We're going to give and do for everybody. We're not going to sit around and sit on our hands and wait for somebody to do something for us. We're going to give and do. And somebody else is going to give and do for us. Like, that's just the way it works. So like I said, I took that gentleman out on Tuesday. I paid for that meal. We had a lovely meal. We had a lovely time. The next night, my neighbor took me out. She paid for my meal. See how what goes around comes around, even in a good way. So that's it. That's all I ask for people to do. Why are so many older men are attracted to young women? Men in their 40s and 50s want a 20-something. I think it's weird. Like I said, it's a part of evolutionary psychology. It is a part of the psychology in that men by nature are attracted to youth and beauty. So that is in their nature. I think it's also a level of to some degree, it's an immaturity though, because to me, a mature man wants to meet and marry a woman and wants to have a life with her, and he wants to grow old with her. And the understanding is they will both grow old. But again, All right. Have a great day today. I'm actually leaving the bakery because it is closed. I was going to pick up something from the bakery, but come to find out they're on a break. I should have called or looked online before I got here. So I'm headed to the bookstore. That is my next errand I need to run, headed to the bookstore. She said, come through at Real Dope Daddy. I think it makes sense. Personally, I would never date a woman too young, even if the attraction is obviously there. Yeah, because it's a sign of maturity. Like, you're a mature man. You're mature enough to know that, okay, outside of just sexually being turned on, what else? Like, that's what mature men do. Mature men acknowledge the attraction. That's what I love about David Data's book. Why can't his book is jumping right out of my head, but David Data spoke about this in his book. And he said a man will always be attracted to a woman's youth and her beauty, and he'll always be attracted. That doesn't mean he's going to do anything about it. Right? There's something about the fire in a younger woman. There's something about her playfulness. There's something about the flirtation. A man's always going to be attracted to that. But it doesn't mean he has to do anything about it. That's the difference. So healthy, mature, masculine men, they acknowledge, damn, she's fine, she look good. And, they acknowledge women's beauty. But they don't have to do anything about it. They don't have to run after tail all the time. They don't have to try to be with that woman. Because outside of sex, outside of sexual attraction, let's be honest, what does a 50-year-old have in common with a 22-year-old? Right? To me, that's silly. And it's just like I talked about the other day in my dating over 40 video. What really burns my biscuits is older people following behind younger people. That's weird to me. Like, we're not leading the charge. We're not using all the wisdom and the knowledge that we've learned to lead younger people. We're too busy trying to be them. Women in their 50s trying to dress like women in their 20s and all of that foolishness. Like, I don't understand that. I don't want no parts of that. I just don't. He said exactly, the most powerful you will ever feel as a man is being in control of yourself sexually. And women will feel that power too when you tell them no. That's right. See, so some men get it. Some men get it. I want more of you all to get it. And the more you do, the better results that you will get. That's the hard part, is a lot of people don't want to look within. They don't want to see that they're not getting good results because they're not, going within. They're not learning and growing and adopting some of these principles. That's all. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Right now, it's just a hard time for everybody to date. So even if you have done some inner work, it's going to be hard for you to find a healthy partner. But here's the rub. You shouldn't be in crazy situations either. Like, you shouldn't be adopting, like in these crazy situations, because most of the healthy people I know, they are alone. They're single and alone because they're like, yeah, it's rough out here right now. I'm not going to get myself in some crazy situation. I'm just going to sit down and focus on something else. He said, being out and not being fazed by attractive women. Yeah, that's a hard one. But that's a huge sign. That's a huge sign of an emotionally mature man. Right? I seen one booty. I seen them all. Like, that's how you know a man is a grown man. Like, yeah, she fine. She got a big butt. She got a big chest. Okay. She got a big, whatever. Right? That's kind of his attitude. Like, yeah, okay. Like, he can acknowledge it. He can see it, but he don't have to do anything about it. He don't have to run after it. So that's it. All right, y'all have a great rest of your day. Remember, one-on-one coaching sessions are 25% off. You can go to the link in my bio or the link down in the description box. If you're watching this on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up. I need to get back into the algorithm because I've been gone for about 10 days. And consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. That is actually where all of my lives, they live over on YouTube. So unless you're subscribed to my Instagram platform, you will not see my lives again once they leave here. They will go over to YouTube. So if you ever come in on the end of a live or you want to see the whole live in its entirety, head over to YouTube. That's where all my lives live. That's where all my teachings live. Okay. And subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you a penny and it helps me tremendously to grow my channel. All right. Have a great rest of the day. And as always, stay open to love. One of the number one reasons why women struggle with dating and relationships today is that they choose men who are not ready for anything real. Ladies, there are lots of great relationship-ready men out here. However, you need to learn how to choose them. I wrote this book to teach you how to do just that. Get your copy of Choose Well, a simple formula to determine the best man for you on Amazon today.